I have bent up a new take-up spring. Started with a pull-down spring that has the front curl bit for Singer and several other machines, and then I trimmed off the loop and bent this to fit the barrel here, so that when I install this in the barrel, it's going to sit really nicely in here, although I think I'm going to have to bend this back a little bit. That's what I need to do. There. That's gonna give us the fit. There we go. Now it comes down a ways there. Alright. So our replacement spring is in there because this cup, it's got to go through the side of the cup. And I need to bend this tail out there. There, now it won't hook on anything. Alright. This peg is the top of the tensioner, so let's start with rotate our stem. That's where it first hits. I like to have about a half turn of preload on that spring. So I rotated my spring a half turn for preload, and now there's the screw that holds the stem into the body. Make sure that's nice and snug. And then gonna have to when I get this put together, I'm gonna have to make sure that the thread can come up through this hook here, but that is all fine bending on the end here. So with our stem in place, we put one disc facing one way, the other facing the other way, and then our lift washer, our cone spring facing the right direction. And now our tension nut on the outside. Okay. And then when we install this, we have to make sure that this crook reaches around whatever space in there it's supposed to reach around. I think it really just, the crook hangs down so it doesn't get hit by something, but I gotta look at that. Alright, that's reassembled. We'll try and get this in the body. So you can see this rod isn't actually straight. The main pin is offset from the back side. When we peer into that hole, there is a slot that the pin needs to go into, and you need to make sure that the pin is in that hole and then you can slide the tensioner over it, and that will have it all lined up so that the tension release can happen correctly. If you miss the hole, then that pin will be not moved by the lift for tension release, and it'll be too far out and jam into the tensioner, and you won't be able to set the tensioner in as far as it goes. So that is the secret to getting the tensioner back in this machine. This machine was missing the hook and the race, so I found a matching set. Plain old generic 15 hook. This race cover, there are several sizes of race cover, major diameters, and this is the one that fits. So it's going to hold that in place. And this happens to be a front-loading race cover, so I'm going to test it. Sometimes the shape of the top spring on the race cover is not for a front loading. Doesn't work on a side load, but we'll see how this machine stitches with that cover in place.